So I was reading this book, right? It's called Eating Animals by Peter Singer, and it's one of those books that changed how I think about the world. It's one of those books that makes me feel simultaneously better and worse about everything I know. Peter Singer is a philosopher. He's been writing about animal rights for decades, and he basically lays out the case against eating animals pretty well. You know, there's this idea that if you just stop eating meat, you're gonna save the planet. You're gonna help the environment. Okay, true. But also, he argues that if you don't eat meat, you're just doing what you should do, right? That it's immoral to cause animals suffering unnecessarily. Which, okay, but also, like, why do we have the moral high ground? Like, we kill animals for sport. We use them for clothing, for testing products. Like, where do we draw the line? What gives us the right to do anything at all? And honestly, his argument is the best answer I've heard. He says, quote, "The capacity of humans to feel pain is no doubt important in determining what we ought to do, but it doesn't justify us in doing whatever we want. If the great apes were the dominant species and had colonized the planet, they would no doubt have established preserves to protect themselves from extermination by us. And many human beings would be stuffed and mounted in the Great Ape Museum of Natural History." And this really shook me up, like his thinking did. Like, imagine if gorillas or chimps were the ones who'd colonized the Earth, who'd risen to dominance. Would we be scrambling around trying to avoid extinction? Would our behavior suddenly seem indefensible? Like, what's so special about us? Like, we think of ourselves as having souls, right? We have this innate sense of self-worth. It's not really based on anything. It's not like there's a sign over our heads that says, "Hey, knock me down a peg or two, treat me badly, I deserve it." No, it's the opposite. It's like we walk through life thinking, "Yo, look at me, I matter." But why? Because we're in charge, because we got lucky, because we happen to evolve to be smarter than other species, to become dominant and powerful enough to wield enormous amounts of power over other animals. Does that mean we're somehow better? Does it mean we actually deserve to be here? And then I started thinking about nature documentaries and how they almost always start with something like, "From the moment they are born, they must learn to survive." And I think, yeah, that's true, we do have to learn to survive. But aren't all animals learning to survive? Isn't that the main thing we're doing? Isn't that all we're ever doing? Learning to survive, surviving, trying to survive. And what does it even mean to survive? I mean, the way I see it, it means acquiring resources. Food, water, shelter, security. And I remember watching this documentary on Netflix, it's called Our Planet, narrated by David Attenborough, right? And there's this scene with these baby chimpanzees, right? And the mother chimp is teaching her babies how to get termites. She's showing them how to use a twig to fish them out of the termite mound. And I remember watching it and thinking, wow, that's cute. But then I thought, no, that's not cute, like they're learning how to survive. And I realized that that's what all animals are doing too, like even that whole thing of like, oh, they live in such perfect harmony, right? It's not even true. Like, there's tons of fighting in nature, there's killing, stealing, preying, competing, all this stuff. It's not some magical place. It's harsh and brutal and terrifying. And animals are constantly working to stay alive in it. I mean, recently I've been reading this book called Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. It's a collection of essays. Some of them are about indigenous culture, some of them are about nature. And she has this beautiful essay about a strawberry patch, right? And she talks about how we tend to see nature as this bountiful, abundant place, like a field full of strawberries. Just endless amounts of food, right? But she says that the indigenous people in her story view nature very differently. They see each strawberry as a gift, right? It's a labor of love. It took months to grow. There's all this work that went into making this single fruit. She says that seeing nature as a gift makes you change your relationship to it. It makes you grateful. It changes how you interact with the world. And this really struck me. But then I started thinking, no, like the world isn't a gift, right? It's not some magical thing we should be grateful for. It's not some fairy tale land. It's a place of immense struggle. Nature is hard. It's harsh. It's beautiful, sure, but it's also cruel. And the fact that we survive in it, that we thrive in it, it's because we are skilled. Like I am strong and capable and resilient and cunning and I'm a good hunter and I'm a good provider. But no, seriously, I can't hunt and I'm not a good provider. I mean, look at my kitchen. I'm not saying we are inherently good at things. I'm saying we are survivors. We're good at adapting, at changing our behavior to fit in, at being flexible. And that's what lets us exist in this environment. I mean, nature is competitive and survival of the fittest, but the only reason we win is because we are willing to cheat. Okay, we are constantly scamming nature, lying to it, tricking it. Like I'm sitting in my house right now. It's climate controlled. I can turn on the lights, turn on the TV. I can eat food that's been grown on the other side of the world. I can travel to other countries without changing environments at all. Like we've cheated nature, we've taken advantage of vulnerabilities in the system, and it's made us successful. Okay, and I feel bad about that, like I do. I feel like we shouldn't take advantage of other species. Like I really try to reduce my own personal impact. But I think it's important to understand that we're not special. We're not more deserving than other animals. We're just different. We have different capabilities, different ways of experiencing the world. Like the truth is, I think we are all just doing the best we can. I think if a dog could speak, it would say the exact same things that we're saying. Like, I gotta eat, I gotta drink. Can you scratch my ears? Is it hot in here or is it just me? Like it's just a dog trying to survive. It's just a dog trying to be happy. And I think that goes for everything. Everything is just trying to survive. We're just trying to get by. And the truth is, that's not a bad way to live. I mean, I don't think there's any point in pretending that life is anything other than difficult and uncertain and filled with obstacles. But it's also filled with kindness and compassion and connection. Like when you hear a bird singing in the morning. It's not because it wants to wake you up. It's because it needs to establish territory. It's survival. It's competition. But it's also because it wants to attract a mate. It's because it wants to find companionship. Like even in that, there's an element of wanting more. It's not just the instinct to survive. It's the desire to thrive. So yeah, maybe we're not special. Maybe we're not more deserving than other animals, but I think that makes us more worthy.